Hello, can you hear me okay? Have to do a sound check as per usual. Awesome. So we'll get started in a few minutes. Hope you all had a good Christmas. Right, hopefully the audio should be working okay. Can you guys see my stream in 4K? Should be able to, hopefully. Yes, Oscar. This particular monitor is really good. I did actually buy a 34-inch, like a sort of like a very widescreen one. Can't remember what it was called. It was insane quality, really good, but it was very demanding on a graphics card, so I was getting pretty low FPS. So I then returned it to Amazon and got this instead. It was a bit smaller, but it's amazing. It's 144 Hertz, so it's pretty responsive and it's very clear. Notice still that odd ground texture. See, when you're too close to the ground, you could see it there. Apparently they're going to fix that soon, which will be good. Okay, so I'm starting off this stream in Nice, south of France. So I've installed some autogen on top of Ortho 4XP for Nice, and I had a very quick glimpse at it, and it looks amazing. By the way, guys, tell me if the sound, if you can hear my sound okay over the aircraft sound, because last time I know you guys had a bit of an issue with that. I think, Judgment, it's an X-Plane issue. I did think it was an Ortho 4XP, but I think others reported it, even though they haven't got Ortho 4XP or X-Enviro, because I did think, I wonder if it's X-Enviro as well, but apparently not. Yeah, the scenery is looking great. I've set it to medium. If I set it to max, the amount of buildings there are is just insane. But I find medium allows me to run it pretty smoothly. Best of both worlds, I guess. Okay, great. Well, if you guys have any problems hearing my voice over the aircraft sounds, just let me know. I can fiddle about with it. I'm slowly becoming a little bit of an expert at OBS, even though I don't think it's like a great tool, but it certainly seems to be the best one out there. So hope you all had a good Christmas. It's almost a week since my last stream, I believe, so although it seems like a long time ago, it has actually flown by. So the buildings are actually accurate. So they're placed exactly where they should be. And you can see, you can just about make out some of the sort of the satellite imagery below the buildings. So you can see the autogen is sitting exactly where it's supposed to, which I find absolutely amazing. Even the roads, as you can see, going up the hill, all the masts, factories, all that sort of thing. Looks great. What we'll do a short flight, just I don't know, around this area, and then we can try it with daylight, so you can actually see the photo scenery. So what I've got here is the latest version of X-Enviro, which is I think 1.06. They're making great progress with the updates. I think I mentioned some of you last time. They've created some sort of like a roadmap. So on their website, which is X-Enviro.net. So basically, they've written all the things that they want to update, or the things that they're planning to update by timeline, which is pretty cool. And the updates that have come so far have been pretty good. I feel like it's definitely got better each time. Judgment, I believe this data comes from OSM, OpenStreetMap, or something like that. So that's how it knows where each building's supposed to be placed, which is pretty cool. We can go on the outside again and have a look. I mean, I think that looks absolutely amazing. Just adds to the realism. Yeah, the sunset also looks great, and the weather. Luckily, it's not too bad around here. I tried to load up the sim in the UK. And currently, we're suffering with a lot of fog, so you guys won't see very much. Hi Lorian. Yes, I think it's definitely worth it. I was one of the first to buy X-Enviro. I was stupid enough to just go and buy it as soon as they released it. Of course, it was very buggy, and there was a lot of things that didn't look great with it. In fact, I even did a video about how bad it was. It's still on my channel, but obviously it's not accurate anymore because they've updated it a number of times since, and it's just got better and better. I mean, you can see that here. It's just incredible. You can see sort of the haze in the mountains there, the sky textures, everything. It just looks absolutely amazing. Share the settings of my X-Plane. I'm just going to paste it into here, guys, so if anyone's interested to see my X-Plane 11 settings, just go ahead and click on the link that I'm just about to paste. There we go. I've got myself another monitor as well, so it's allowing me to see your messages whilst flying. I was doing that with my Android, which was not practical. It was really annoying, but yeah, this is a lot better now. It's not really a special monitor, it's just for me to be able to see what you guys are saying and asking. What we can do, actually, we'll land at that small airport just there in the distance, and we can change the time then. Check it out in the daytime. Yeah, just finished uploading a video. It's just I did a short flight at my local airport, and the lighting just looked incredible, so I decided to record it. It's only a short video, but I thought it was worth an upload. So feel free to check it out. So for those of you that haven't heard, so obviously I announced the prize draw, and a chap called Ernesto from Mexico, I think he lives in California actually, but he's from Mexico, so he won a copy of X-Plane 11. Unfortunately I haven't been able to give him the license to it just yet, because of issues with address and who actually owns the license and whatever, so I'm currently still waiting for X-Plane to come back to me about that, but hopefully that should be sorted tomorrow, so he can enjoy X-Plane 11. He sent me an email. He sounds very excited about it, so that's pretty cool. I'm pretty amazed how quick my subscriber count has gone up, even the week that I haven't been streaming. I think I'm on 668 or something like that, which is pretty cool. I never really thought my aim was to get to sort of like 1,000 by summer. I'm thinking that I might be able to do that much sooner than that, which is pretty cool. And there's a particular video on my channel that everyone seems to really like. So you'll find that it's called X-Plane 11 Beta 2 Insane Graphics. It has just short of 66,000 views. It's just incredible. So you know, I appreciate you guys checking out my channel and videos and whatever, and hope you like what I'm doing for you guys. So Flaviator, that's how I pronounce it. So I'll enable the frame rate counter, and you can see, so it's hovering around the 40, which is kind of where I like it. It will jump up to 50 in areas where there's not as much autogen, but yeah, there's quite a lot going on down there, and I think at 40 is pretty good. To be fair, even at 30 it would still be pretty smooth for me, to be honest. It always seems to drop when I'm streaming, but that's okay. Hopefully the videos that I'm uploading, you can see how smooth it is. You won't regret it, Oscar. It's a really cool monitor. Not just for actually X-Plane. You know, I have played other games like Battlefield and stuff like that, and it looks really good. The 34-inch was amazing, but it worked really well with X-Plane actually. The FPS, I was losing quite a lot of FPS because of the amount of rendering it was having to do. But in other games it was fine, but you couldn't play it at sort of maximum resolution, so you would have sort of either end of the screen sort of cut off, which is not ideal. Jedman, yeah, I actually filmed that a long time ago in when I visited Dubai. Some of you might see some random videos appearing on my channel from time to time. I actually post quite a lot of stuff on Reddit, not just videos but images and that sort of thing. So if you see random videos which are not flight sim related, you'll know why. Hi guys, I hope you're still with me. OBS does that from time to time. I have no idea why. It's quite annoying, to say the least. Yeah, so maybe try and refresh your screens. Should work. Can you guys still hear me okay? Good. I was worried there. Thought I lost you guys. I'm not sure why it keeps doing that. Does that from time to time, which is annoying, but doesn't take very long to come back online again. Yes, Mayday. It should be. But I think to be fair, I think they can, if they allowed us to take advantage of all cores properly and allow us to use SLI, I think things would be very different. But yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining. my system's pretty powerful and it runs it quite well. But when you start installing a load of add-ons and lots of scenery, photoscenery and that sort of thing, you start, looking for more power from somewhere. I always feel that we have to check out the replay of the landing. It's what we do. Tradition, I guess, the word I'm looking for. Yeah, actually, I would. Excuse me. I would love to try and explain in VR. I have two brothers younger than me, and one has the Vive and one has the Oculus. And I tried it in Aerofly, and that was incredible. I do suffer with a little bit of motion sickness, so there's certain things I can't do, sort of like aerobatics and things that require sort of very fast sort of head movements and that sort of thing. But I heard from the reviews that I've seen about Fly Inside with X-Plane, apparently it's really good, but haven't had the pleasure of trying it out just yet. So I'm just going to make it a bit brighter here so you guys can see. Check out the scenery. Oh yeah, Oscar. As soon as they announce SLI support, I'm going straight out and, well, I say going out, I'll probably go on Amazon and get another one. Yeah, I haven't tried that, Judgment, actually. I might find that and install it. Jamie, so I've set it, I think it's free camera, or something like that it's called, so I've set it on one of my buttons on my joystick, so whenever I want to just go in sort of free camera mode, I just click that button and it sorts it out for me. So yeah, I mean, I could upload a video of VR, but I'm not sure how much you guys would appreciate it, really, because obviously you wouldn't be able to see the full effect of the VR. All you'd be doing really is hearing me, hearing how excited I am by it. Let's just make it, bring the sun up a little bit higher. So as you can see, so I'm using Bing Maps again here for Nice. I don't think it's as good as the UK scenery that I have, which some of you've already seen, or if you see some of my videos, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, it's a little bit grainier. It lacks the depth that the UK scenery has. But the higher you go, the better it's going to look. Are you guys still seeing my stream okay? Are you still hearing my voice equally to the sound of the aircraft? I always find in areas where the scenery is not as sharp, the photo scenery, the higher you go, the better it looks. It's not too bad. But the best I've seen so far is definitely the UK photo scenery. It's just incredible. Let me just try and turn it up a little bit more. There we go. So just let me know if that's a little bit better. Thank you, Mayday. Very kind. It's comments like that that keep me going. There we go, it's a bit better, isn't it? As you can see, all the autogen is literally dumped exactly where it's supposed to. You can just about make out, just underneath the autogen, these 3D buildings, that something of that size is supposed to be there. So I think it's just amazing what they've done with this. Obviously all the roads, the railways, everything is exactly where it's supposed to be. Looks like some sort of quarry there in the distance. Go and check it out. Thank you very much, Flaviator. Very kind. Wow, it's looking pretty decent. there in the distance. What we can do, I guess I can land this shortly and get something a bit faster than this, so we can check out some of the mountains there in the distance, because it looks pretty good. I think that looks amazing actually in the distance there. A lot of the buildings in Nice, if you haven't been to Nice, they have this sort of pink shade, pink sort of roofing, and you can just about make it out there in the distance. It's pretty amazing. Thank you, Percival. I aim to please. There you go, that doesn't look too bad at all, does it? Wow, I just noticed there's sort of like a big ridge there. It's incredible. And you can just about make out the haze there, X-Enviro. It's just amazing, isn't it? Jedman, I'm not sure what you mean. Unless what you can see is the haze, and it looks like the sky breaking up, but it's actually haze there in the distance, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that a bit clearer now. Jocelyn, well, this is south of France, but I've downloaded this Photoscenery from Bing Maps and dumped it into X-Plane, and then I downloaded autogen, which places all the 3D buildings exactly where they're supposed to be on top of this Photoscenery. And of course the airport is default X-Plane airport there. You can see in the distance, slightly different colour. Yeah, it is always better higher up. I mean, you can see now, if we were low down over there, I think it would probably look quite blurry if you're quite close to it, but the higher you go, the better. You can, just so you guys know, when you download these Photosceneries, or Bing or Google, whatever you decide to use, you have to choose a zoom level, and I think the highest zoom level you can go is 19. I'm using 17, but the difference in size is huge, absolutely huge. It takes forever to download 18, let alone 19. I haven't really tried 19. I should really try it and see, just to compare. I think I have a feeling I did actually once, and I thought it's not that much better to warrant downloading it at 19 or 18. I think I tried. But I feel like 17 works pretty well for me, and I think you guys would agree. It looks pretty good, and it just means that you know, I'm not using up too much hard disk space. I already had to buy a 500 gig SSD just over a week ago, just so I can download more of these sort of maps. I've downloaded, I think, let's see, hopefully you can see this, guys. So I've got these here, so what's that, 20 tiles, and you can see they total 140 gig. And 140 tiles is not, 20 tiles is not a big area, to be fair. So I mean, for Nice I've had to download 4 tiles. That's why you can see quite far in, with the Photoscenery. not sure why you can't see, or why you're seeing hovering mountains, Judman. It's a bit bizarre. Can everyone else see what I'm seeing? Hopefully, okay. Anything looks out of the ordinary. See a quarry down there. So that now I'm starting to go over a very densely populated area. Frame rate's not too bad actually, considering I'm streaming and I've got all this autogen going on. Yeah, Jocelyn, that's that is a lot, to be fair. I'd love to have all the areas I fly over, but it's yeah, it does take a bit of time to download, and it does take up quite a lot of storage. There's always got to be one funny guy. Doesn't take very long to remove them. There's an aircraft carrier down there. I'm not sure if they operate around south of France, but I know they operate in various, well, normally around your aircraft a certain radius. See sort of like a little harbour there, which looks pretty cool. Avion X, yes I do, all the time, and it's perfect. And hopefully you can see it on my stream in that quality too. Judman, I can't say I have. No, I've only got SSD, so I can't tell you actually what the performance is like. Yeah, I can land on the carrier. Just need to swap to something with a hook. That's cool, Avion X. Well, I'm glad this is your spot. So do you have Photoscenery as well, or using X-Plane or not? You can see that that's default airport. The color difference is slight. It's a lot greener there. Ship down there. I've tried landing a helicopter on that thing and it's really tricky. Don't know if you guys have tried that. It's not easy at all. Yeah, Mayday, I think the autogen looks great actually. What I'll do when I land, I'll turn it up to max and show you how insane it looks. But not so great on the FPS. But I'm happy to show you what it looks like if anyone's interested, of course. Take care, Judman. Happy New Year to you too. See you soon, hopefully. .747 aircraft carrier, wow. That would be something. Let's get this thing down and pick another aircraft, something a bit quicker so we can go explore the mountains at slightly higher altitude. Slight drop there. Hello, Matas. So JW. Yeah, I think just turning it down one notch really makes a difference to the FPS. So what I'll just come out of the aircraft and just show you guys what it looks like as it is. Okay. And we'll turn it up one notch. Sorry, I wasn't on medium, I was on high. I did say I was on medium, but notice I've dropped this to 4 because when I'm streaming I lose probably around 10 FPS. Normally I have it on 8 times. You'll see from my video uploads I normally have it on 8, but for some reason, well, I guess it's using up a lot of processing power to stream as well. Well, there we go. So you can see my frames have dropped to, well, below 20 now. So if I zoom in you can see how slow it's starting to get, but that's a lot of buildings and trees now. Sure, it looks good, but and you can see in the distance there it's still drawing it, but not great on FPS. I mean, some people are happy to run it at sort of like 25 FPS. It's a little bit better looking that way, not when I zoom in now, I guess. Just trying to do a lot. I mean, technically it should be around 10 FPS more if I wasn't streaming this, so it might not be too bad, but I do prefer to fly around 50 FPS. I just feel the smoothness of it, for me, outweighs the density of the autogen. So you can see why I don't have it on maximum. Let's just go a bit high and you can see. There we go. I mean, there's look, it's drawing it quite far away as well, so that's even in that distance there you can see it. That's insane. Yeah, I mean, it does look good. In fact, if we just make it a little bit, just so there's a bit of sunlight. Look at that. That's that's a lot of detail there. There we go, 17 FPS. Not for me, really. from the cockpit, you can see what it looks like. There's a lot going on there. So I'm just going to turn it down a notch. In fact, let me turn it down to medium and show you guys what effect it has on the FPS. So my specs are at the bottom of the videos. Actually, I didn't add it to this live feed, so let me just do that. I'll paste it in for you so you can see what my specs are for those of you that are interested. There we go. You should receive that now. Take care, Flaviator. See you soon, hopefully. Hi, Peter. Yeah, I agree. They should have actually kept the rendering distance. I think that was pretty handy. And also the traffic slider as well. I thought that was pretty handy. So as you can see, so now I'm getting around the 40, late 40, mid 40s, should I say, FPS. But there's definitely a lot less going on here, which is not too bad, to be fair. It's acceptable. It's definitely much better on the frames. There we go, mid 50s, looking that way. That's so right now, if I wasn't streaming, this would be around late 50s, 60s. But I do like it on high, because at this sort of altitude, you can see it just looks a bit sparse. The water, I honestly don't know. I'm sure someone will come up with some clever plugin or add-on to improve it. It doesn't look too bad when you're... Okay, maybe not too great. I've seen it better than this. I think it might be to do with the lighting or something. But I've seen it worse. Let's put that back on high. I actually had a 970. Actually, I had two 970s before this, but when I found out it doesn't really take advantage of SLE, it was pointless. So I decided to invest in the 1080, and it really is amazing. It really is. No problem, Mayday. I think it's useful to see these things. A lot of people don't really know. Well, the birds are quite funny, because for some reason they're transparent at different angles. When you see them at certain angles, they've completely disappeared now. I think in one of my streams a couple of weeks ago, I got hit, those birds actually hit my windscreen, I think, and it made a smashing sound. And I think it does simulate engine failures too. Let's just pick 737 and just go for a quick flight. I want to get this thing a little bit higher so you guys can see the photoscenery. We'll head towards the mountains and see what that looks like. I think the default aircraft that they've done in X-Plane 11 is amazing, it really is. The lighting on it, the reflections look brilliant. Even the details on the light, when you switch on the landing lights, you can see the little thing popping down, and you can see the light moving if you notice it on the runway. as it goes through the movement. It's pretty cool. It's the little details. And I think I mentioned it in one of my previous videos. So Austin, the owner of X-Plane, so he's involved in the coding of X-Plane, and something he recently talked about was a new braking system or physics or something like that. So basically, when you've got the brakes set to park and you try and move forward, the plane swings. You can see it has this sort of very subtle movement. Can you see that? It's pretty cool. It like wants to go, but obviously can't because the brakes are set. It's more noticeable in smaller aircrafts. It looks pretty cool. But yeah, the lighting is just incredible. I think it's really good. Yeah, I agree. I think the graphics setting in XP10 is better. Gives you a lot more options, but I'm sure based on the feedback that they'll get from all us users, they'll do something about it. I think X-Plane 11 will be released before February. There is if you go on Steam, I think it does mention sometime in February that it will be released on Steam. So my guess that it will be released, you know, to everyone outside of Steam before it is released on Steam. So I'm not sure if it will be in January, but I think February is probably a better guess. But we'll see. So JW changed the livery of the aircraft. I can quickly show you that. So notice the aircraft there. If you click Customize, and then you'll see it there in the drop-down list. Okay. On the screen as well, you can change things like the fuel, the amount of fuel you're carrying, and center of gravity, and all that sort of thing. Payload. It's pretty cool. The user interface in XP11 is really good, to be fair. You can set failures and that sort of thing, and of course you can set so it basically, when you load the aircraft, it starts with the engines running, and if you prefer cold and dark, then obviously untick it. So let's get this up and running. That's unlucky, Mayday. So Matteo, hopefully I pronounced your name right. Make sure that you've, if you check out, I'll just load it up for you, my graphics settings. I normally have this on 8 times, but you can see even on 4 times it looks pretty good. So leave it on that for your specs. Make sure shadows are not switched on, and reflection detail is off, because I believe those two things are still broken, or they're not optimized. And to be fair, you can see, I mean, I'm not using any of that, and if you see my videos or the stream, I don't think I'm missing out on much really. But I know this here, if I switch that on, it really does kill my FPS and reflections as well. It's not good. Sorry, there's quite a lot of questions to answer. Okay, let's get this thing off the ground anyway, and then we can check out the scenery. We can talk a little bit more once we're up. Are you guys happy with this time of day? It's probably better to see what's going on. So I've set, so I'm using a Satec X52 Pro, so I've set all my commands for things like moving around the cockpit all on my joystick, which is pretty cool. It just makes it a lot easier for me to maneuver inside and outside. So I can go up and down, move forward, back, really easy, as you can see. I am gonna purchase, hopefully, if not this week, next week, Track IR5. I heard quite a lot of good things about it, and I think it will just make it a lot easier for me looking around. That's another thing, the hat switch on X-Plane 11, you can't change the sensitivity of it. Well, I certainly haven't found a way to do that just yet, and I think it would be pretty good to be able to make it a little bit more sensitive, because that's a bit slow, as you can see. It's a bit annoying. Cricket, I don't actually have a 777. I follow quite a few Facebook posts for X-Plane 11, and there's a chap, I think he's one of the admins, he's creating a freeware of the 777, and it looks absolutely amazing. So I'll certainly get that as soon as it's been released. So do you know, yes, I have ortho for XP as a scenery, so that's what you're seeing right now. So Pacey, hi. I don't actually know the default game. I'm not sure how big it is, to be honest. I've lost track. I think my folder now with all the Photoscenery is over 200 gig. Yeah, I think I've decided I will get the Track IR5 Avion. Mayday, yeah, I think the default aircraft, especially the 737, looks absolutely amazing. Just for default, just the reflections, the lighting on it, everything just looks really good. And it's very good on FPS as well. I know the cockpit is not quite the sort of standard of Flight Factor or IGEX, but I still think it looks pretty good. Do you know, my scenery in the UK is actually probably the best. It's my favourite, so I'm using Ortho for XP. What I'll do, I'll share a link with you. This is probably one of my most popular videos. It's almost on 66,000 views, but it's just a demonstration of what my scenery in the UK looks like. There you go. You can watch it after the stream or now, do what you like, but that's just check out the link. Hi Kyle, welcome. David or David, again, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce your names right. I do try. There is a 747, and I think it's SG or something like that. Some of you guys probably know better than me. I haven't got it yet. I've read mixed reviews about it. I don't think there is any other 747 that's payware. I might check it out soon. I think they actually updated it today. I'm sure I saw an update release for it. Yeah, Avian, if you've seen my streams and videos, you'll see that I don't really follow the rules. I just try and show off what X-Plane 11, X-Plane 10 can do for you guys. I might in the future do some of the serious, I call serious flights, proper procedures and that sort of thing. But I'm more into this sort of thing, really, showing you guys what X-Plane can do and how to set it up and that sort of thing. So as you can see, this is looking pretty good, isn't it? And so now frame rate sort of mid 40s. which is pretty cool. I mean, that view there, it's just amazing. It really is amazing. I actually went to a flight sim con here in the UK. It was at Cosford, I think, RF Cosford, and Austin and his team, so the makers of X-Plane, were there, and that's where they announced X-Plane 11 actually. And I actually asked one of the questions that, you know, they do sort of like a FAQ at the end, and I asked the question about Photoscenery, and they said that they wouldn't support it, or they wouldn't think about doing it. I understand why. I mean, it would just be ridiculous in terms of size, the amount of you know, scenery files and whatever that you would have to install. And I guess that there are probably legal issues with using things like Google Maps and Bing Maps without sort of a commercial license. So I guess they just they don't want to sort of endorse it because they'd probably get in trouble for it. But luckily for us, there are very clever guys out there that have created tools which allow us to do these sort of things, which I think is just absolutely amazing. I think fair play to those guys that are very clever, that, you know, to build these sort of things. Just incredible. I mean, how do you get Google Maps or Bing Maps to sit inside a game? Okay, some of you probably don't like the term game. It is a simulator really, but you know what I mean. Actually adding all this into X-Plane is just incredible. JW, I would, but so X-Enviro doesn't allow you to create your own weather, believe it or not. I'm pretty sure I have it on. Yeah. So I've got SkyMax Pro and X-Enviro. If you guys are interested, I can load up SkyMax Pro, and it is the latest version of that as well that I have. X-Enviro only allows you to, or only renders actual weather, real weather. But I believe in one of their future updates they'll allow you to customize your own weather, which would be pretty cool. Because I like that. I don't always want to use sort of real weather. For some reason I can't actually. Yeah. Let's just set that. Let it hold there. Let it fly on its own so we can check out the scenery while we talk. There's a few little things that annoy me in X-Plane 11, so things like this. So if I use my mouse scroll, it's really slow. It just does it digit by digit almost. So they need to iron little things like that. But I'm sure they will. There we go. Doesn't that look realistic? Looks brilliant, doesn't it? I think the sort of the sky, the rendering, the sort of the transition from blue to white, which sort of is integrated with the scenery. I think it looks really good. Thank you. Do you know? I think the only thing that lets that video down is that the engine smoke from the Cirrus. It's obviously very unrealistic. Apart from the FPS count on the top left hand side, I'd say anyone joining this stream right now would think this is a live stream from a real airliner. So JW, this scenery is south of France. So I'm using Bing Maps here, so that's why it looks as good as it does. And as I mentioned earlier, the higher you go, the better it's going to look. Even you can see the water there, the colour of the water sort of really merges very well with the photo scenery there. Looks incredible. So as you can see, if I zoom in, you can see the autogen in this little town here starting to appear, which is pretty cool. So so when you're using photo scenery on its own, everything is flat, so you do need to install autogen on top of it, preferably something that's OSM, which is OpenStreetMap. So basically it will dump the autogen exactly where it's supposed to be. So you can see all the 3D buildings down there. See if I can change that view a little bit. See, it's placed exactly where it should be on the map, which is absolutely incredible. So Joe, author for XP. I'd be lying if I told you how it works, because I don't know exactly. All I know is that it's a tool which allows you to download specific tiles or maps. You can actually pick what you want to install. I could maybe I should do a live stream of how I use Author for XP. Would you guys be interested in that? If so, I can arrange something in the near future to show you guys how I set it up. That's awesome. I'm happy for you, Matteo. It's amazing when you get help from others, isn't it? A lot of everything that I've done, really, including this photo sceneries from others, from other people's help. I actually learned how to use this from another YouTuber called Q8 Pilot. I'm sure most of you know who Q8 Pilot is. So he's created a video on how to use or how to install photo scenery, which I found really useful. So you can go and check out his video if you like. Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm happy to do a live stream on how to set it up. So I'll arrange that in the next couple of weeks or so. I can fly. Well, actually, Amsterdam. I think I tried it recently in a stream. You guys asked to fly from Schiphol. Excuse me. And there's, believe it or not, there's no default airport. It's just blank. It's empty. No 3D buildings. Nothing. So I think it would be a waste of stream if I do that again. I'm afraid. Now I can't tell whether that's actually an airport or just or it's just photo scenery. But how can I find out? Just zoom in, I guess. Okay, so it is. There is a runway there, but it's there's no 3D buildings by the looks of it. It looks pretty good. It's merged really well with the photo scenery. Aha, so what you'll notice now, I'm just about to fly over the default X-plane scenery. So you can see the difference there. There we go, you can see a line there, just going right through it. There's another airport just there. What I'm going to do, I'm going to turn and head that way, I think, so we can check out some of the scenery that way. No, I've not had that, Roy Joe. I've not had any issues with antivirus and Author for XP. See ya, Cricket. Hope to see you again soon. No, I think the default scenery doesn't look too bad, to be fair. It's obviously not accurate, but it's not too bad. Okay, that's default textures. In my opinion, it's better than FSX or P3D, because I can't complain. Yeah, I'll try and show all of these things on the stream, because I know a lot of streamers are doing sort of what I call sort of realistic flights and that sort of thing, so they set up everything perfectly before they stream. This stream is a little bit different. It's really, the purpose of it is to show you guys what's new in X-Plane 11 and the differences and add-ons and plugins and all that sort of thing. So, and you know, it's obviously not great when certain things don't work when you're streaming live, but it's all part of the learning experience. Because if I have problems and I fix them, you will all know how I've done it. And I think what's probably more true is when I'm stuck with something, you guys very quickly tell me how to fix it. You know, I've learned a lot from you guys, so it's a win-win. I would say it probably uses more VRAM. Again, I could be wrong, but I see a lot of people talking about it, and I'm sure the consensus is that VRAM is more important. But looks like the weather's changed here again. There we go. Want to see what X-Enviro looks like? There we go. Would you guys be interested to see what SkyMax Pro looks like? Because I do have that. I have the latest version of that too. Yes, it is 1440 resolution. That's the only thing I run it on, even during stream, and it seems to work fine. Hopefully you guys are watching this in 1440 on YouTube. Okay, let's get SkyMax loaded up. Wow, that's incredible. Look at that haze. Just looks so good. So you can see there's that fine line between default scenery and Author for XP or Bing Maps. This is a massive difference. Obviously, this is real, this is not. Okay, let's change it. So let's get rid of that. So that's what it looks like with default weather. Explain. It's a lot clearer, you can see a lot further away. A lot less haze. And then let's get SkyMax Pro. There was an issue with SkyMax Pro. It had it gave sort of like a brownish haze effect, which wasn't great. But I updated it today, so we can try it out and see whether that haze is still there or not. Obviously with SkyMax Pro, I can actually change the weather if I wish. Let's see if we can get real weather, so we can make a comparison with what we just saw on X-Enviro. See if that works. It's like the only thing that changed was the wind direction, or that amount of wind. Just realised that I might actually be running low on fuel. No, we're good. That's happened before on a stream. I've run out of fuel, which is not ideal. So let's add our own conditions then in that case. For some reason it's not, or according to SkyMax Pro that's the actual weather, but it doesn't look very similar to X-Enviro, does it? I don't know, we can add something there, we can add another layer, Cirrus, maybe up here. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing here, but there we go. So obviously the clouds look pretty decent, don't they? I think the draw distance actually, I've reduced it. See if we can turn it up. There we go. So you can obviously turn this up all the way. Let's put it on max. So right now mid 40s frame rates. Let's apply the change. There we go, mid 20s, and to be honest I don't think it looks that great. There we go, it's loading up. Okay, it's drawing it a little bit further, to be fair. Still, I'm not sure if it's, I mean, you guys tell me what you think, but I don't think it looks quite as good as X-Enviro, to be fair. And it's not great on the frame rates. I mean, look at that. It keeps fluctuating. I'm sort of mid 20s. When I change a view, it does slow down quite a lot. I think that's about it, really. The clouds, that they look more HD, I guess. But I don't think that's it's not quite enough to cut it, really, in my opinion. So I see a lot of people asking question, X-Enviro or SkyMax Pro. I think this answers it. The other thing is, I noticed, and I don't know if anyone else had the same problem, notice I can't bring up the the menu option at the top, I find I have to be in the actual cockpit for it to come up again, which is a bit bizarre. Don't know why it does that, but anyway, I think enough SkyMax Pro. Unless anyone else wants to see something else in SkyMax Pro, happy to show you. It's a shame, really, because I had high hopes for this. I wonder if this makes a difference to the FPS. We'll soon find out. I think the FPS jumped up because I turned the distance down, but let's try it. I have to go back in the cockpit and try it again. I have a feeling it's not going to really improve it, but there we go. Let's see. Still mid-20s, so I don't think it's going to really make that much of a difference. Look at that, it's dropped to 12. It's loading something. Yeah, I'm not happy with that at all. I'm pretty sure it wasn't that this bad before I updated it today. Pretty sure it was hard, you know, it was performing better than this, but anyway, let's get X-Enviro back on here. There we go, X-Enviro. Look how much better that looks. And frame rates, 50. Jumping up mid 40s, high 40s. Make it stop. Yeah, I noticed that issue. I wasn't sure if it was actually SkyMax, but clearly is, because but it's actually broke. Oh no, it's still there. I think before I've done that and it's broke it, I have to restart X-Plane for it to work again. So I actually downloaded 4 tiles for south of France, so it covers quite a big area, as you can see. Nice is just around there. Take care, Avioni. I think I've been saying your name wrong. Hope to see you again soon. Happy New Year. JW, I can show you a storm, but we will have to find, if anyone knows if there's an actual storm happening somewhere right now, I can load it up. Because as I mentioned, X-Enviro is only going to load up actual weather. The only thing is that I don't actually have, I think, Asia and South America or something like that. I can't remember which regions I don't have. We'll head back towards Nice and land, and we can try somewhere different if you guys like. I never know what time to stream. They're typically around this time. I have a lot of subscribers from all over the world. I think the majority of them are from America and Canada, but yeah, I mean, I'm not sure where you guys are from. I know I get a lot of messages from people in the UK, so I assume this is the best time because it works for everyone, hopefully then, or most people. You might notice a slight flicker on my screen from time to time. Excuse me. That's only because I'm jumping from this monitor to the other monitor. No problem. I'm always taking requests, so a lot of people don't really mind. Happy to load up anyway, really. There's no rules or structure to this to these streams, to be fair. Yeah, I think it would be good to be able to create your own weather in X-Enviro. I would very much like that too. Let's get this thing down. Look at that. I mean, it'll take forever to reduce the altitude on this thing. So, they definitely need to fix this. Got a lot hazier actually than what it was earlier. Still looks pretty good though, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, the updates, there's a few things with X-Enviro, so you notice that the sort of straight lines in the background, that could be sort of like a distance issue really more than anything, but this sort of scene was awful when they first released X-Enviro. If you see some of my old videos, this looks terrible, but wow, doesn't that look amazing? They've really done a lot of amazing stuff with this now. That's one way for going down quick, I guess. I don't know how many of you guys use this little map function in Explain, but it's really good. It's handy. And for those of you that don't know, you can actually tune your ILS frequencies very easily. So if you zoom in onto an airport, you can just pick the runway you want to land at, and then just say tune. There we go. The only thing it doesn't do properly, I think it basically is just giving me the course heading where the airport is now, or the runway, but you just need to set your own course heading for the runway. Just fine. Takes a few minutes to do, a few seconds. But I think that's a neat little feature. Yeah, thrust reverse mid-air. That would probably be disastrous. I think you can do that in default aircraft in X-Plane actually.
At Victorian
There we go,
Club,
it's cleared
out
up a
of
little bit now. I think this is looking really good, isn't it? What I think is pretty cool is the fact that even when you change the lighting or the time of day in X-Plane, the Photoscenery reacts to it quite well. I know when it gets a little bit darker you can't really see much, but that's, I guess, the same in real life. The only thing is that the lighting, obviously these pictures were taken in daytime, so there's a little bit of an issue with that, but it's nothing major, nothing too obvious really. I'm sorry if I'm panning too much or too fast. I've had a couple of comments recently, people saying I pan too much. It's only because I'm trying to show you guys everything that I want you to see, but if it gets annoying, just do tell me. Thank you, Mayday. I'm glad you enjoyed it. See you soon, hopefully. Happy New Year if I don't see you beforehand. Good. I think they've improved their wing flex in X-Plane 11 as well. It looks pretty good. And go autogen coming back into the picture. Excuse me, this is probably a bit too steep of a descent, but it'll be fine. We'll make it work. Thank you, Roy Joe. Again, hopefully I've pronounced that right. Happy New Year. See you soon. Still averaging around 40 FPS. It'll probably drop a little bit now. I'm in this densely populated area. Still not too bad. I always find that FPS, I don't know if you guys are the same, you find the same, but when you zoom in, the FPS drops. But when you zoom out, there we go, mid-30s again. I guess it's bringing everything back, and yeah, I think that's what it is, because it's blurry there, and then when you zoom in, it's focusing the detail, so I guess that makes sense. Hello again, Judman. Nice to have you back again. Van, hi. I'm not sure if we've spoken before, but welcome. Do you know what? I actually agree. I've said that before in a couple of posts on Facebook, and I get shot down for it very quickly. There's this great love for PMDG. Don't get me wrong, I think PMDG is good, but I'm not sure why people always, everyone uses it as a benchmark. I don't think it's the best thing ever made for FSX and P3D, to be honest. When I flew the PMDG, I think it was actually the NGX, I had all sorts of issues with FPS and performance and status and that sort of thing, so I never really got to enjoy it. Yeah, obviously, I'm sure it's you know, it's a lot better quality than this, but I don't care, to be honest, because I'm getting amazing frame rates, and sure, it's not probably as functional as PMDG, but I'm happy with it. I like it. Nice, Shedman. Wow, what time is it where you are? It's just gone past midnight, so I'm now on Saturday morning. Pretty sure the descent route into Nice is not as I'm doing it, but whatever. There we go. Still managing 40 FPS with all that autogen. I think that's pretty cool. Got the weather, X-Enviro enabled as well. And I'm using photoreal scenery. What more do I want? Okay, so 6 hour difference. Yeah, their products are good, but you know, what I'm trying to say, I guess, is yeah, it's good, but I don't miss it. I don't feel, you know, I've heard people say, oh, I'm not gonna use X-Plane because, you know, I can't fly PMDG. I don't think I need it that badly. Plus, I understand there's some rumours, I'm not sure if they're actually rumours or not, but that PMDG, I know they've already made an aircraft for X-Plane, but apparently they're going to be doing more stuff for X-Plane, which is pretty cool. Not gonna, you know, not gonna have any problems with that, and I'm sure they'll make amazing products for X-Plane. Just hope, you know, it doesn't affect performance and that sort of thing, really. Because I think in a sim, that's, for me anyway, the most important thing is stability. Performance-wise, I think it needs to be smooth for it to be almost as real as possible. Again, I could be just you know, being overly dramatic about it, but we're all different. There we go, just going over some sort of marina. Crane spinning around there. Not sure what's going on. Looks quite funny. Better keep my eyes on the approach. So guys, any requests for where you want me to fly next? Go ahead and type something. Hopefully I've got it installed. Maybe not photoscenery wise, but default at least.
1000.
This is Nice actually, so close to Cannes. Brian? Indeed I can. Don't know whether you guys can see that okay. Let me just pause it a second because X-Enviro takes a bit of time to render. There we go, excuse me. Still got a bit of a dodgy throat, so excuse the coughing.
500. 400. 300.
I think it looks pretty good at night as well, with the new autogen.
Sync rate, sync rate, sync rate, sync rate, sync rate, sync rate.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
If this is too dark for you guys, just let me know because it looks fine on my screen, but I'm not sure if some of you guys are viewing it in broad daylight and it might not look very clear on your screen. I actually prefer flying at night. I think it looks amazing, X-Plane. It really does. They really need to sort out that tyre screeching sound. I'm sure I've said that a few times before, but yeah, it's just ruins the realism of this. Wow, lucky you, Brian. Nice part of the world. Very cool. Do they have a nice viewing area for people who want to watch planes coming in and out? Van, I'm not sure if I have. Can't remember if I have those areas installed. I will check though. There you go, lighting at night. An aircraft looks incredible as always. That looks pretty cool. The houses on top of the hills. I guess Brian could be the best person to ask about whether this actually looks realistic or not. Does anyone else find taxiing aircrafts a little bit sensitive in X-Plane? I feel like I'm always having to make adjustments. Thank you, JW. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, that way you get notifications every time I'm live. So that's if you want to see my streams again. But yeah, Happy New Year. See you again soon, hopefully. What I'll do, Brian, I'll just pause it here and we can check it out properly. There you go. It's the airport there. I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, as you can see, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, for those of you who just joined, I normally lose around 10 FPS streaming. So it's hovering around mid 30s now at night, mid 40s when I look this way, less scenery. But yeah, I would get an extra 10 if I'm not streaming. But even at these frames, you can see it's still really smooth. So it's not an issue at all. Okay, let's try that. That's good to know, Brian. What I'll do, I'll make it daytime, and you can tell us if it's any good in the daytime too. I mean, that should be accurate because I'm using actual photo scenery of Nice. So what do you think, Brian? Does that look good? Sorry, I'm just checking what scenery I have. May be able to load up Skiathos. Let's have a look. Pretty sure I don't have photo scenery of that area, but See what it looks like. The water, yeah, I think the water could be better. In X-Plane 10, I adjusted the water using RTH, Real Terra Haze, I think it's called. And I got it to how I wanted it to look, or how I felt it looked realistic. But I believe X-Enviro requires you to have that switched off. So we can't really adjust the water settings. But it's not something that bothers me too much, to be honest. Yeah, so this is just default scenery here. I ought to download the Photoscenery of this. I think it will look quite good. Is this okay for you guys, or do you want me to fly somewhere different? I have pretty cool, as some of you probably already know, pretty cool photo scenery in the UK. No, it's not. It's not as good when it's not photo scenery. I think when it's not photo scenery, I always prefer it around sort of this time. No, that's too dark. Around this time. I think that's pretty cool. You can see the lighting and shadows and all that sort of thing. It's pretty cool. Not obviously as good as photo scenery, the real photo scenery, but it's okay. To be fair, I wouldn't probably fly somewhere like this anyway. Having said that, I mean the textures, I know it's not really realistic, but still looks okay. For default, still think it looks better than FSX and P3D. You don't get that horrible blurriness in the distance, it's pretty sharp. A little bit darker. Try and get over this cloud and see what it looks like up there. No, Judman. But I guess it's the same in real life, I guess. Depends where you are, of course. But I think the night lighting in X-Plane is really good. Really is good. Yeah, Peter, I think the UK scenery, what I have is very good. The Bing Maps for the UK is definitely the best I've seen so far. A new place I discovered recently is Southampton in the UK. Might as well load it up now. I can show you. So it's close to the sea, and there's a river there, and it looks pretty damn cool. Just have to wait for it to load. All the photoscenery that I've got for the south of England can take a bit of time to load, I guess. No, I haven't, Matteo. So this is probably the biggest downfall for me in X-Plane, is a lack of seasons. It's just one default season, so you will not get to see any laying snow. It can, I think X-Enviro and whatever, it does snow, but I don't think it accumulates, and you don't get the sort of wintry season effect. I haven't tried Iceland in X-Plane. I'm not sure why. I think it would look pretty good there. What I might do is might check it out in Ortho and see what it looks like. I think that would be pretty cool, actually. Doesn't normally take this long to load, so I'm sorry about that. We're nearly there, hopefully. Let's have a look. Let's see. Is it still loading? I think it is still loading. So here's a question for you guys. I don't think I've ever asked this question. What do you guys fly? FSX, P3D, X-Plane? Be interesting to know what you guys use. Yeah, I agree, Van. I think my computer's sort of telling me enough now. Enough photoscenery. I think I have successfully crashed it. That's okay, we can get it back up and running again very quickly. Probably needed a restart with that amount of stuff that I loaded into it. There you go, that's more like it. Wow, FS9 still. That's impressive. FSX. So probably about 7-8 months ago now, I quit P3D. I tried X-Plane. I tried it many years ago, a couple of times, and I thought, not great. And when I got my 1080, I thought I'd try it. I'd give it one more try, and I was really impressed. And I thought, wow, okay, maybe I should give it a bit more time. You know, learn how to use it and whatever. You know, it took a bit of time to learn how to navigate through X-Plane and the settings and that sort of thing. But when I learned how to do it, it was just incredible. And since I've just deleted pre-3D and just stuck with X-Plane. No regrets. Although, right now I'm having some difficulties. This comes up from time to time, this message. I might be missing a file or something, I'm not sure. It should still load okay. Apologies, we are experiencing technical difficulties at the minute. Yeah, it didn't like that. That's interesting. We'll try it again. There we go, guys. So that's what I'm talking about. It's not always plain sailing. Let's try again. I think I should just click that button once rather than spam it and hit it loads of times and make it crash. Hopefully that will make it work, just clicking it once. But we will see. I just realized I think I know what the problem is. So just before I started the stream, I downloaded W2XP Europe, which is basically the autogen for Europe. The thing is, for the UK I use something called GB Pro 2, and I think that's what's causing the conflict, because I guess it's trying to load two types of autogen. Didn't think of that. I think that's definitely what's going on here. It's not very clever, is it? Sorry, guys. So we'll try somewhere different. Let's do that, San Diego. Let's get rid of that. I've been to San Diego and a lot of the west coast of America, and I love San Diego. It's one of my favorite. I think definitely my favorite though is San Francisco. Absolutely love that city. Beautiful, beautiful city. I agree, to be fair. FSX, considering how old it is, I think it's you know, it's still good for what it is, you know, considering how old it is. But obviously you need quite a lot of add-ons to make it look half decent. A lot of people have invested quite a lot of money into upgrading, or you know, adding add-ons and that sort of thing. But no, I agree. I think it's pretty impressive considering how old it is. I think time's moved on now. I think it's time for something new, and I think X-Plane could be that. placement. Let's make it a bit lighter. So see guys, that's that horrible linear effect in the sky. So a lot of people I noticed in Facebook and Reddit, people have been commenting, where's the moon in X-Plane 11? I think that is the moon there. Hence the sort of halo effect around it. There you go. So this is San Diego. This is the default airport. I did actually have, I think this is a freeware airport actually that I've installed for San Diego. I can't remember actually. Yeah, I can't tell the difference. I'm pretty sure that's just default X-Plane, to be fair. Yeah, it is. But there is a pretty good freeware for San Diego, which I think actually is in my X-Plane 10 setup. I can move that across. That's a good thing, by the way. If you're using X-Plane 10 and you've got freeware or payware stuff, you can just literally drag it from XP10 into 11 and it should work. I think that's amazing. That's the other thing I found frustrating in P3D and FSX. You know, installation and installing stuff was quite annoying. It's not the easiest thing to do. Hi William. Really? That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought there's that much difference between 1070 and 1080. Are you sure you've got your settings in X-Plane correctly? You see I'm running around 30 FPS, so normally you'd be around 40 without the stream, but even at 30 it's pretty smooth. Does it look smooth for you guys? It's definitely smooth for me. So right about there is San Diego Zoo. It's by far the best zoo I've ever been to anywhere in the world. Absolutely amazing. There you go. Check out the sky by X-Enviro. Clouds, haze, lighting. Looks incredible. I think it looks so realistic. Whoa, yeah, the 4 monitors and 4K. That definitely could be your issue there. Do any of you guys have Photoscenery for the US, California? If so, what did you use? As in Bing, Google? Because I haven't really done anything of the US, and I would like to, especially in California and the East Coast. But I haven't played with it because I've only done really Europe. So if any of you guys have done Photoscenery or for XP, do let me know. Save me a lot of time testing it. that's definitely default X-Plane scenery. The freeware for San Diego adds a lot more skyscrapers, and the airport is definitely a lot better than what it is there. Still not bad though for default, to be fair. Yeah, that's the thing with FSX. You do have to spend quite a bit of money to get it looking pretty good. You could run X-Plane 11 or 10 default, and you could have a pretty good time. That's the thing, actually. In X-Plane, or for X-Plane, there's a lot of really good freeware out there. Some of the freeware that I've downloaded is just incredible. It's definitely payware quality. Quite like that sort of cloud effect that you just saw there. It's getting a little bit cloudier in this area. It is very cheap, to be fair. Considering really the quality of it, I think it's really good. So I get a lot of questions around X-Enviro SkyMax Pro. I think I should just tell people to join the live stream and see for themselves. I don't think there's any comparison really. The other thing I find with X-Plane, I don't know if you guys agree, but I feel that it's just a lot more alive. It's hard to explain. I feel like there's a lot more going on in the world. I mean, look at the traffic. There's traffic everywhere. When you land, you can hear the birds and stuff like that. I think it's pretty cool. It just adds a lot more sort of life to it. With FSX, when before I actually removed FSX P3D after flying in X-Plane for a while, I just felt it was just so dull and lifeless. It's one of the main reasons why I decided to delete it. I thought I'm never going to go back to it again. Plus the lighting, as you can see there, just can't beat it. I think is it OrbX or FTX or something like that? It's probably the same thing. Did quite a good job in FSX, but not quite this quality, I don't think. Not in my opinion anyway. Thank you, Peter. Happy New Year to you too. Hopefully see you again on the stream in the future. this is going to be my last landing, guys. Not sure how. I think I'm approaching now 2 hours 20 minutes for this live stream. It's definitely not my longest one, but yeah, it's quite a long one. I don't want to bore you guys anymore. We'll land and do a replay of the landing, and then I can answer a couple more questions and we'll call it a night there. Bit of a heavy landing. There we go. That'll do. Go back a bit more, I think. There we go. It's a shame that all the traffic pauses during replay. Oh, there's the birds. Not sure why the birds are still flying around in replay mode. Thank you, Van. See you again in the new year, hopefully. Quite a steep descent, isn't it? It's not too bad. Done worse. So guys, any more questions? Any requests for upcoming streams or videos? If not, this will be the end of the stream. Thank you, Judman, once again. Very kind. Thank you, William. As I mentioned earlier, if you subscribe, or if you haven't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe. You'll get notifications of next time I'm live. There you go. Give you a nice view from high altitude. Okay, so take care all. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.